Welcome to our video lesson on adding and subtracting fractions with the same denominators. We're going to start by talking about adding. I need you to write down these 4 steps. When you have 2 fractions with the same denominator, it's the best way to add them because half the work's already done for you. All you need to do is step 1, add the numerators. Then the denominator stays the same. You need to simplify it like we've been practicing and convert it to a mixed number if you need to. And then write the fraction in simplest forms, and then you're done. We're going to do the first example together. Please write this down on your guided note. Alright, we have 4/12 plus 7/12. Our first step is to add the numerators. So we're going to have 4 plus 7, and that's there. Then the denominator stays the same, so we put all of that over 12, the same denominator. Then we're going to simplify it. 4 plus 7 is 11. And in this case, we don't need to convert it to a mixed number. I know that because 11 is smaller than 12. And because 11 is smaller than 12, I can't put it in a mixed number. Erase these. So I'm done. Step 3. Then step 4, write the fraction in simplest form. Okay, we know it's in simplest form if the only common factor they have is 1. Well, the factors of 11 are 1 and 11. And the factors of 12 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. Their greatest common factor is 1, so that means it's in simplest form. If you know that it's in simplest form without writing out the factors, great, you don't need to do it. What I'd like you to do is pause the video and try doing number 2 on your own. When you're done, press play and see how you did. So now that you've tried it on your own, let's do it together. Step 1 is to add the numerators. So we're going to have 7 plus 5 all over 9. Oh, because our denominator stays the same. Then we're going to simplify it. 7 plus 5 is 12 over 9. Then it says convert to a mixed number if needed. We do need to convert this to a mixed number. I know that because the 12 is bigger than 9. So that means that 9 can go into 12 at least once. What we do is divide 12 by 9. 9 goes into 12 once. 1 times 9 is 9. Subtraction, and we get a remainder of 3. So now I need to write it as a mixed number. While my denominator stays the same, the whole number, because that's how many whole times 9 goes into 12, is 1, and that becomes our whole number, our quotient. So this goes there. And then our remainder is what we have left over, so that's the numerator. Now we've got it as a mixed number, 1 and 3/9. Our next step, I'm just going to erase this so I have some more room, is to simplify it or write it in simplest form. Let's check and see if it's in simplest form. The factors of 3 are 1 and 3, and the factors of 9 are 1, 3, and 9. They do have a common factor, and the greatest common factor is 3. So we're going to divide both the numerator and the denominator by 3. So then we're going to have 1, and 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 9 divided by 3 is 3. So our sum is 1 1/3. That's all for adding with the same denominators. If you need to replay it, I encourage you to go back and re-watch anything now. But now we're going to move on to subtracting. So subtracting with the same denominators is very similar to adding. Step 1 is subtract the numerators. Step 2, the denominator stays the same. It's exactly the same. Simplify it and convert to a mixed number if you need to, and then write the fraction in simplest forms. Most of these steps are identical. Let's do the first one together. 1, subtract the numerators. So I'm going to have 8 minus 6. 2, the denominator stays the same. It stays as 10. 3, simplify. 8 minus 6 is 2 over 10. And I can't convert this into a mixed number because the 2 is smaller than 10. And this is a proper fraction, not an improper fraction. Now we need to write it in simplest forms. What are my common factors? We have 1 and 2. And 10 is 1, 2, 5, and 10. So their greatest common factor is 2. So we're going to divide both the numerator and the denominator by 2. 2 divided by 2, that over here divided by 2 is 1. And 10 divided by 2 is 5. So in simplest form, this fraction is 1/5. My challenge for you is try doing number 2 on your own. Pause the video. Now that you've tried it on your own, let's take it up. 17 minus 11 all over 20. 17 minus 11 is 6, and our denominator stays the same at 20. Now I need to see if they have a common factor. 1, 2, 3, and 6. And then for 20, they are 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, and 20. So their greatest common factor is 2. We're going to take 6 and divide it by 2 and get 3. And then 20 divided by 2 and get 10. So we know that 17/20 minus 11/20 is 3/10. Now we're done talking about subtracting with the same denominator. If you need to, pause, rewind, do everything over again, practice some more. If not, we're going to do a word problem. First, let's read it. A board is 11 twelfths of a foot long. You need 7/12 of the board for a project. How much is left after you cut off the piece you need? Before we start this word problem, we are going to cube it. So C stands for circle the numbers and their units. So I'm going to circle this, and I'm going to circle this. U, underline important math words. Okay. I would say how much is left is an important math word. And that's good. Then we need to box the question. So the actual question is how much is left after you cut off the piece you need, and then eliminate any unimportant information. In this situation, there isn't anything we don't need, so we're going to leave it there. Next, you could draw a picture of it. So we have this board, and we know it's 11/12 of a foot long. We only need 7/12 of it. So if I divide this into 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We only need 7/12. So 1, I'm doing a different color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the question is, how much would be left over after? Here's our picture of it, and we can see from our picture what the answer would be, but we're also going to prove it with math. In this situation, I'm going to use subtraction. We have 11/12 minus 7/12. We know that we subtract our numerators and keep our denominator the same. And then we have to think, what's 11 minus 7? 11 minus 7 is 4. Can we write this as a mixed number? No, because our numerator is smaller than our denominator. So now we need to simplify. We need to find a common factor. So let's list our factors. Our factors of 4 are 1, 2, and 4. And our factors of 12 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. So their greatest common factor is 4. That means we're going to divide both the numerator and the denominator by 4. That would give us 4 divided by 4 is 1, and 12 divided by 4 is 3. So our answer is actually 1/3. Now, because this is a word problem, we need a word answer. So I would say 1/3 of a foot of the board is left. We can also just double check our diagram. 4/12 was left, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 left over here. So that means that our answer was right. Okay, that's all for now. It's time to start your practice. If you need to rewind any part of the video, please do so, and I'll see you later.